Absolutely incredible. Thank you so much, Tatum and Hamish. And now let's look at the other role of a parent. We want to dress them, but we also want to educate them, give them literacy. And the Give a Voice to Storytime campaign from Cadbury has been so close to our hearts as parents who are wanting to feed this notion of literacy in a country that so desperately needs it. This is a game changer. Let's conclude this incredible campaign.
Now you can generously give a voice to Storytime. Visit our library of homegrown audio stories at cadbury.co.za.
Welcome back to it. I'm Zanzi, your feel-good breakfast show, and things are going to feel so much better right now, especially after this story. Now listen to this. Over the past 3 months, the Cadbury Generosity Storytime Studio visited Cape Town, Johannesburg, Durban and Pretoria, creating a space for South Africans to generously share their voices and make storytime more accessible. Now, more than 12,500 people entered the recording booths to narrate stories in all South African languages, and that was with the aim of sharing stories that would engage and excite children. Now, to find out how, we've got Jacques Besaidenout. He's the equity manager for Mondelez South Africa, and he's joining us in studio right now. Jacques, how are you doing?
I'm good, Raul.
Dude, I'm even better than you because this was incredible. I'm feeling everything that needed to be felt from this campaign. I feel like it went above and beyond, but from your perspective, what did this really do for you? Did it meet that prerequisite that you had in the beginning? Did it go above and beyond?
Yeah.
Because so many people lended their voice to this.
Absolutely, Raul. I think the campaign far exceeded all of our expectations.
Yeah.
If we saw all of the South Africans coming together to share their voices and generously give their time to actually step into the recording booths and share their stories and give a voice to Storytime, I think it just reaffirms that generous spirit that lives in each and every one of us, and that glass and half spirit that we really want to try and bring to life through our brand. I think this journey for us started about 3 years ago, where we asked South Africans to translate just one word in their home language to try and help bring more homegrown stories to life. And then from there, we transitioned from homegrown stories into this year's campaign of generously giving a voice.
Okay.
Really, our focus for this year was built on how generosity can bring us closer together.
Love that.
We really know that the benefits of Storytime is obviously driving confidence within kids, comprehension with reading. But for us, it was all about finding time for parents, first and second generation millennial parents, to really connect and bond with their kids and find time to actually reconnect. We did conduct some research, and our research actually showed that more than 75% of South African parents felt that with the increased and demanding pace of life, it's very difficult for them to connect with their children.
Yeah.
So we felt that was really a great opportunity for Cadbury to play a role there in bringing people closer together, connecting parents with their kids, and really ritualizing and finding moments of connection between parents and kids through Storytime.
And that is like some of the most nostalgic stuff that you take with you into your adulthood. And the stuff that, I mean, even for me personally, Storytime is the reason that I turned into Nature Boy, that I believed the craziest things I could because I bought into those stories.
Yeah.
I love the fact that this has become accessible because I can't even think of a child that didn't have an opportunity for this. And there are so many in our country, but that's changing because of this right here. Was this also the inspiration for the Generosity Storytime Studio that you guys had in place? Is this more or less what was really serving that purpose to combat this and include everybody in Storytime?
Absolutely, Raul. I think this campaign really drove accessibility, and we really wanted to make Storytime more accessible to more people.
Yeah.
All of these homegrown stories and the voices are available on our website. We've also partnered with a couple of partners, zero-rated platforms, to bring these stories to life and to also just create that bigger accessibility to the homegrown stories.
Now, we've seen some stories throughout the campaign, and they've really honestly touched in ways that you can't even imagine. But what's been like a real big highlight for you? There's something that stood out in this whole journey.
Raul,
you can emphasize that. I know.
I think for us, it was really great to see how South Africans actually came together. Like you said, we received over 12,500 voices.
That's insane, yeah.
That were given to these homegrown stories and to bring Storytime to life. I think the collaboration with some of our influencers that we partnered with the likes of Shakana, Yoza from Kwadaki, the Priester.
Yes.
All of these different personalities giving their voice, seeding the campaign and encouraging South Africans to get involved. and help generously give a voice to story time. So those were some of the highlights.
Oh, they really were. For me, it was just seeing this journey unfold. I still think that a lot of what has happened here right now, we will see in so many years to come. When these children grow up, these are moments they're going to take with them. And I think this is what's inspired them, fueled them, and encouraged them to do things that they never even imagined. So what's happening next? How can people maybe access these stories and maybe get further involved in everything?
So the stories are available on our website. So if people go to cadbury.co.za, they should be able to find a link to access the virtual homegrown stories. But I think our next chapter is really to ritualize those moments of connection. Focus on the personal connection and how generosity can bring us closer together. Not just family and friends, but even strangers, and really igniting and bringing to life that spirit, that glass and half spirit of generosity. So I think for us as a purpose-led brand, it's important to always just be rooted in generosity and our brand positioning. But I think without the support from South Africans and really getting South Africans involved to share their homegrown stories, give a voice to the story time, all of this would not be possible. So a big shout out and thank you to South Africa.
Yeah, thank you, South Africa. And I think it's just really highlighted the importance of those quality moments, that quality time that we have together. And this has given us a reason just to make more of that. So, Jacques, thank you so much for everything you've done with this. And let me just reiterate what Jacques has said. Thank you, yes, you, all our South Africans, for generously giving your voices at the Cadbury Generosity Storytime Studios. Now, remember this, more than 12,000 of you took time to record your favorite stories, helping to make Storytime more accessible for children to enjoy in their home language. Now, all you got to do is simply grab your favorite Cadbury Dairy Milk, your loved ones, and visit cadbury.co.za to select the story in your home language to get started. And remember, you can also join the conversation using the hashtag Cadbury Give a Voice and follow Cadbury Dairy Milk SA on Facebook or Twitter and Instagram at Cadbury_SA. Oh, enjoy it.
Now you can generously give a voice to Storytime. Visit our library of homegrown audio stories at cadbury.co.za.